I used to consider spring the beginning of the new year, but I recently realized that that doesn't make sense. There has to be a period before this spring when the land is prepared and the seeds are sown, and this is in the winter. So this has to be the beginning. So this new year, I just want to wish you an abundance of everything that you desire. Don't forget to sow your seeds and tend to them so you can watch them spring forth in the next season. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to Dark Feminine Consciousness. Actually, welcome to 2024. According to the Gregorian calendar, we have started the new year, even though I'm not of the belief that that is when the year starts. My new year begins on the 21st of December, when the winter solstice begins, when the winter starts. And if you study our ancestors, you'd know that this is when they practice celebrating the new year as well. And it only makes sense, you know. This is the period when the earth renews, when there is a restart within the earth, when, you know, seeds are planted. It is also the darkest day of the year, because we have a really long night, the longest night and the shortest day of the year. This is when winter really and truly begins. We don't have winter per se in Jamaica, as in we don't have snow, but we do have a change in weather, and that is what really matters, is that the season changes. And so everything in earth behaves differently. You know, people may think that we have summer all year long because we have warmth and the sun, but truly there is a change in weather, and you will see the difference even in the plants. The animals behave differently, and so we ought to behave differently as well. I'm not so much against a celebration of the new year or an acknowledgement of the new year, because it is in line with what we should be doing in this season, which is reflection and setting intentions. I've spoken about this before in a previous new year video, you know, about setting intentions for the new year. But what I found is that we get into this excitement of setting an intention for the new year, and then we forget about it. We don't actually put a plan in place to execute or to make these things happen, to manifest these things that we want. It doesn't have to be money. It can be money. It can be a spiritual goal. It can be an emotional goal. It can be, you know, something that you physically want. It can be anything. You know, some people want to lose weight. Some people want to be healthier. You know, whatever it is that you want, whatever your goal is for the new year, I think it is important that you have a plan to do that. And as I said before, what the ancients knew was that this period of winter was a time for deep rest, and which is one of the reasons why many people may get depressed during this season, but they don't realize that they're really just in a period of deep rest. And so what they need to do is focus on their intentions for the new year. They need to plant seeds. Seeds germinate better in the darkness. So you want to plant all of your seeds during this season. And yes, some people do some amount of that on the new year, but it's not just for the day, it's for the entire season that you should be planting seeds for your life, for your goals for the year, for your goals for the next 10, 20, 15 years. You should be planting them in this season. And so you really should be going through a series of meditations, journaling, really focusing your energy on what it is that you want to do for the year. It's also a period of cleansing, because it's a period of renewal. So it's really good to do some purification, to do some cleansing. I've been doing a series of cleansing since the new year started. Actually, before the new year, I did a cleanse, well, a spiritual bath I did on the 31st. Was it the 31st? I did it before the new year for sure. But I've been doing a series of cleansing since the new year started. And I also did my first trip actually went to the beach once. The second time I didn't actually go in the water, but the first time I did. So, you know, it was my first visit to a body of water for the new calendar year. So I think it's important that you do some cleansing, cleanse your energy, you know, purify your space, purify. So it's really good that Jamaican people tend to do a lot of cleansing their house. They clean their houses during the Christmas. They change out blinds and, you know, curtains, get new beddings, you know, new carpets, whatever it is. They change out things a lot. So it's a really good practice to have for this season of December to March. Yeah. So to almost to the end of March, that's the winter season. So it is not winter here as in snow, but it is winter season everywhere on the planet. 2024 has already started with some really intense energy. It's kind of crazy already. So I do recommend that you do whatever rituals that you may do to protect your energy, protect your space, protect your peace, protect your spirit. Whatever it is that you can do, I suggest that you do it. And that includes getting cleansing, doing some spiritual baths as well. And, you know, whatever your protection rituals are. I really do believe that there is a time and place for everything. We always say this in our culture, there's a time and place for everything. But we don't follow that through in every aspect of our life. And it really is true. There is a time and place for everything. And especially with the seasons, we need to know that we have to behave a certain way. When it's summer, we have to behave a certain way. When it's winter, we have to change. The animals know to do it. The plants know to do it. Why don't we know that we should be doing it as well? And a lot of times when we feel weird in December, it's because we're behaving like it's summer. So we feel out of balance, you know. So we have to know how to change with the seasons as well. You know, and I have been sort of doing this kind of practice for the past few years, where I eat differently during the summer because I know that my body needs things that are more cooling. So I go for more bitter stuff, I go for more sour. And in the winter time, when it's cooler and rainy in Jamaica, so I go for more spicy things that give me heat. So anything pungent and spicy, that's what I go for during the winter season. Like right now I'm drinking a whole lot of ginger. I love ginger tea. And I got some really nice ginger yesterday. I can't wait to make some ginger tea with it. I think I posted a short of a ginger, turmeric and lime and honey tea that I make during this time a lot. I love it. Love it. I just love anything that makes me feel warm during this time. And I'm a sun sign, so I love warmth. I love the summertime. You know, I love the energy of the summer. And so even in the winter time, it's hard for me. So I need things that's gonna bring some sun, some light in my life. Even as it relates to my self-care, you know, I have 2 soaps that I use in different seasons. I have a mineral clay mint soap, and I use that a lot during the summer because it's more cooling. And then now I use a lot of sweet orange and pimento. I have a sweet orange and pimento soap. It's kind of warming, you know,
well, yeah, it's very stimulating. Some people find it too stimulating, but I don't mind it, and especially now during this winter season when it gets cold and feels damp, I like to use that soap. As I say, I like anything that keeps me warm. But as it relates to the winter solstice now, the change in the seasons, not just winter, I've been making an effort to acknowledge the change in the seasons. So last year, well, we're in the new year, but this would be 2020, I'm confused now. December 2022, I did a mushroom ceremony for winter solstice, December 2022. It was a really good ceremony. I really recommend that if you're going to do mushrooms, that you do it ceremonially, with a shaman there to guide you through it, and not do it as if you're popping pills, like it's ecstasy. I don't recommend using plant medicine in that type of way, because it's a very spiritual experience, and I don't think spirit is something to play with. For the spring equinox now, I did another mushroom ceremony. It didn't have that same punch, even though I used twice the dose. It just didn't have that same punch. But I think maybe it could be what was happening with me. My biochemistry might have been different. I may be in a different place spiritually. Could have been the environment, the people. There are a number of things that can affect you spiritually. So you never know, and that's why I think it's so important to be careful when you're using these things. So I need to remember each time that the seasons are changing, and so my whole energy needs to shift as well towards the change that is happening in the earth. I've never done anything for summer solstice or for the autumn equinox, but I'm going to try and do that this year. So I'm changing things up a bit, and using the energy of the seasons to manifest the things that I want also. So I'm looking forward to what this new year brings for this channel. Especially, I have a lot of things planned, a lot of things that I want to discuss, and so I meditate a lot, and I ask spirit to guide me in how I present certain things to you. There are lots of things that I'd like to discuss, but truth be told, some things are really easier for me to understand than to explain them. And so I really do need guidance, and so I have to sit and meditate on it and seek guidance from spirit on it. So there are lots of things coming up that I want to get into, especially spiritually, for the new year. We're still aiming for 20,000 subscribers for December. So if you haven't, not December, for June. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure that you subscribe. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. It was basically just a hail up for the new year. I know a lot of you are feeling this type of low maybe now from after the whole holiday season, which is why I don't celebrate it, because I know that that's what it does to a lot of people. A lot of people are broke right now, trying to find $1 to pay for the important things that they forgot during the holiday season. Try and change that energy and focus on what your New Year's resolution was. Invest your time and energy into being better and doing better. Alright guys, so that's it. So we'll link up in the next video. Take care of yourself. Lick more.